Alright, welcome to another lesson. In this lesson we are going to consider the HTML text editor. In our previous lesson we looked at the introduction to HTML and we introduced ourselves to few things that we're going to be expounding as we progress in the lesson. So if you had any issue or any question on the introduction, please feel free to express yourself. We're here to learn. We're not here to discriminate or to intimidate anyone. Feel free to ask your questions, because I'm sharing the little knowledge that I have. That doesn't mean that I know it all. So your support is equally needed so that we can be able to, give the content the way it is supposed to be. Having said that, we're going straight to HTML text editors. So the one I'm going to introduce us to today is, I'm going to introduce us to Vscode text editor, which stands for Visual Studio Code. And why do we need text editor before we start, writing some code? It is because text editors enable us to write different codes that can be interpreted by a web browser. So text editor is quite different from word processors like Microsoft Word and the likes of them. That is why we need text editor for this lesson. And there are many text editors that you can think of. You have Sublime Text, you have VS Code, you have Notepad, Notepad++, and many others. Alright, but then in this lesson I'm going to focus on VS Code, Visual Studio Code, and that is what I'm going to guide you on how you can get it installed if you have not done that already. So when you open your browser, you go to google.com and then you just type in VS Code, and then it's going to show you many links. Click on the first one. Once you click on it, it will open the VS Code official website. From here you can download it to your machine and then follow the step-by-step guide to install it. Right up here you have the download button, and when you give it a click, it is going to redirect you to another page where you will choose the machine that you are using. If you are working on Mac, Ubuntu, or Windows, you can choose the machine you are using here. So me, I'm on Windows, and I can go ahead and click on Windows button here, and the next thing you observe is the pop-up window, the download pop-up window. So it is telling us, thanks for downloading VS Code for Windows, and you see that it has started downloading here. So I'm going to pause it because I had downloaded it already. So what I'm going to do is, you come to, I have it in my download folder right here. So once you finish downloading your own, you double click on the setup and it will pop up the installation window, and I want you to follow the instruction one after the other. Alright, so it's telling me here, because I have VS Code running on my system already, so it's not allowing me to install it again. But installation is very simple. You just follow the installation window step by step, and then you get it installed. And once you finish installing it, you go ahead and launch it. So when you launch it for the first time, this is what you're going to see similar to this page. Alright, so I've been using it, and that's why you have some recent folders and files open here. So it's not going to be exactly like this, but it's going to be very close to this. So once you have launched your VS Code, where we are going to be writing our codes, I'm going to introduce you to some other things that you need to put in place so that you make your work easier. Alright, so one thing that you should note is being a developer is being made easier every blessed day. So there are some extensions, or I will call them plugins, that we're going to install on this VS Code to make your coding very easier, to help you to autocomplete your syntax, and then help you detect errors and every other thing. So today I'm going to share with us the very basics, but then as we continue, I will be giving us more and more information relating to our code editor. So down here you see this button, click on it. It's known as the extension button, and the first thing I want you to download is Live Server. Just go ahead and search for Live Server. When you get Live Server, this first one by Ritwik Day, click on it and then install it. You may have installed mine. Live Server helps us to run our code on the browser automatically. Immediately you make changes, it's going to reflect on your web browser. So you don't need to always save and refresh your web browser before you see your changes. It is being done automatically. So that is why we need Live Server. After that, the next one which I would like you to install is a VS Code icon. Why do you need VS Code icon? Is because it helps to make your folders and your files look good with their right icons that will help you to recognize them. So when you look at, you see this demonstration here, you see all these icons that are here. So if you want to have them on your folders and files, you need to install this extension. So once you click on VS Code icons, you will see install button here. You click on it, and when you finish installing it, so these are the two that I would like us to get for now. Okay, more will be installed as we continue. Once you have done that, I want you to close your VS Code and relaunch it again. So now our text editor or our code environment is ready. The next lesson, we're now going to start the very basic coding. All right, so if you want to run your first hello world on a web browser, wait for us in the next lesson. So before you log off, please, I want you to kindly drop your comments and your opinions. Ask your questions. This is a class. It is a lesson. We are here to learn. We are not here to compare who is more knowledgeable than the other. Your little contribution can help another person who has been struggling to get this right. Okay, so I want you to feel free to express yourself, make your contributions, make your corrections, because no one is an island. I'm not claiming that I know it all. I'm just sharing the little knowledge that I have with you guys, and I hope it's going to help you to start your own career in web development. Thank you, and then see you in the next lesson.